Praxis 5713 Practice Test with Rationales Preparation Quiz. Question 1. A 7th grade teacher wants to assess her students' ability to analyze an author's use of figurative language. She provides them with a poem and asks them to write an essay identifying examples of metaphor and simile and explaining their effect on the poem's meaning. Which of the following components would be most important to include in a scoring rubric for this assignment to ensure it aligns with the instructional goal? Is it? Option A. A section awarding points based on the total number of words in the essay to encourage thorough writing. B. A criterion for correctly identifying and labeling at least 2 examples of metaphor and 2 examples of simile in the poem. C. A criterion for correctly using commas and periods, as grammar is always important in writing. Or D. A criterion for the student's personal opinion on whether they liked the poem to measure engagement. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. An effective scoring rubric for this specific assignment must align directly with the learning objective, which is to analyze an author's use of figurative language. The most fundamental step in that analysis is the accurate identification of the literary devices themselves. Therefore, the rubric must include a criterion that measures this basic skill. Option A, word count, does not measure analysis and can encourage verbosity over quality. Option C, while important for writing in general, is not the primary goal of this particular assessment. It would be a separate criterion for conventions in a holistic rubric. Option D measures personal reaction, not analytical skill. Remember, we can take your Praxis 5713. Question 2. A 3rd grade teacher wants to enhance students' comprehension of a complex nonfiction article about the solar system. Before reading, she shows a short, engaging video of the planets orbiting the sun and leads a brief discussion about what students already know about space. This pre-reading activity is primarily designed to, is it? Option A. Pre-teach all the difficult vocabulary words students will encounter in the text. B. Activate students' prior knowledge and build a mental framework for understanding the new information. C. Assess students' existing knowledge of astronomy for a grade. Or D. Provide a fun break before the challenging work of reading begins. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. Activating prior knowledge is one of the most powerful and well-researched pre-reading strategies. By showing a video and leading a discussion, the teacher is helping students call up what they already know about the topic and build a mental schema. This schema acts as a scaffold, allowing students to more easily connect the new information from the article to their existing knowledge, which significantly improves comprehension and retention. Option A is not the primary purpose. While some vocabulary might come up, the main goal is broader schema building. Option C is incorrect. This is an informal, formative activity, not a graded summative assessment. Option D trivializes a crucial instructional step. Question 3. A 9th grade English teacher is introducing a unit on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Knowing that students often struggle with Elizabethan language, which of the following introductory activities would be most effective in lowering the affective filter and building initial comprehension? Is it? Option A. Hand out a list of 50 vocabulary words from the play and have students look up the definitions and write sentences for homework before they start reading. B. Begin by reading the most famous scenes aloud in the original language, expecting students to grasp the meaning from her tone and expression. C. Start with a modern, abridged version of the play in graphic novel format to allow students to grasp the plot and characters before tackling the original language. Or D. Lecture on the historical context of Elizabethan England and Shakespeare's biography for 3 full class periods before mentioning the play. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. The concept of the affective filter refers to emotional variables like anxiety and lack of motivation that can block language acquisition and comprehension. Reading a complex text in a challenging, archaic dialect can raise this filter significantly. Using a graphic novel or modern version as a doorway allows students to understand the core narrativia euro, the plot, characters, and themisa euro, without the barrier of the language. This builds confidence and provides a framework that will make the original text much more accessible later. Option A is likely to raise the affective filter by creating a tedious, decontextualized task. Option B, while dramatic, is likely to frustrate students who cannot follow the language. Option D is a history lesson, not a literature lesson, and fails to engage students with the text itself. Question 4. A fifth-grade student is reading a complex historical fiction novel set during the Great Depression. The teacher asks the student to keep a double-entry journal. On one side, the student copies a quote or describes an event from the text. On the other side, the student writes a personal reaction, a question, or a connection. This strategy is most effective for promoting which of the following? Is it? Option A. Summarization skills, by requiring the student to condense lengthy passages into a single sentence or quote. B. Reader response, by encouraging the student to actively engage with the text, construct personal meaning, and articulate their thinking. C. Fluency development, by requiring the student to write extensively about what they have read. Or D. Vocabulary acquisition, by forcing the student to identify and define unfamiliar words in the text. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. The double-entry journal is a classic strategy rooted in reader response theory, which posits that meaning is created through the transaction between the reader and the text. By recording their reactions, questions, and connections, students are not passively receiving information. They are actively constructing their own understanding and making the text personally relevant. This process deepens comprehension and engagement. Option A is incorrect because while a student might choose a quote, the goal is not to summarize the whole passage, but to select a meaningful excerpt for reflection. Option C is incorrect. Fluency is about reading rate and prosody, not about the volume of writing. Option D is a potential byproduct if the student chooses to focus on vocabulary, but it is not the primary pedagogical purpose of the strategy, which is to foster deeper interaction with the text. Question 5. A kindergarten teacher is leading a class in a phonemic awareness activity. She says, "I'm going to say a word, and I want you to say it back to me without the first sound. For example, if I say cat, you say at. Now try this one, sun." A student correctly responds with un. What phonemic awareness skill has this student just demonstrated? Is it? Option A. Phoneme blending. B. Phoneme isolation. C. Phoneme segmentation. Or D. Phoneme manipulation, deletion. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. Phoneme manipulation is an advanced phonemic awareness skill that involves adding, deleting, or substituting sounds in words. This specific task, saying a word without its first sound, is called phoneme deletion. The student had to hold the word sun in memory, isolate the first sounds, and then blend the remaining sounds, and to produce un. Option A, blending, is putting sounds together, e.g., chaw-cat. Option B, isolation, is identifying a specific sound in a word, e.g., what is the first sound in sun? Option C, segmentation, is breaking a word into all its individual sounds, e.g., sun-spoon. How many did you score out of 5? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us which exam we should cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.